O'Reilly.
Syntec is back and better than ever at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is a premium full synthetic motor oil at an affordable price. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec full synthetic and a Wix filter for just $31.99. Plus, earn double O Rewards points. Minimize friction, heat, and wear on your engine with Syntec full synthetic motor oil exclusively at
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sir, are you aware you were going 40 miles an hour? This is a residential area.
Sure, but I'm on my lawnmower? Wait, am I getting a ticket?
No, I've just never seen anyone top 9 miles an hour on one of those bad boys. And mow their entire lawn in 30 seconds? What got into you?
Well, I did fuel up at Sunoco this morning.
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. We've been doing it for American racing for over 50 years. Fuel your best.
All right. Knoxville, Iowa, are you ready for the Nationals? It's been 2 years. 2 long years. Are you ready for the 60th running of the North Energy Drink Knoxville Nationals? That is much, much better. We are so glad you joined us. Glad you joined us here at Knoxville Raceway, and glad you joined us here on Dirt Vision. We are locked in. This is VFW Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit. We're at the Hercules Tires Entertainment stage, and we have got a spectacular program for you. Later on the program, Kyle Larson, Austin McCall, Greg Wilson going to join us, Paul McMahon. Listen to this combo. Rico Abreu and the Wild Child, Jack Hodenshield, going to join us. We've got Brian Brown, some guy named Danny Lasowski that you may have heard of. And we got a first duo of guests right here that is spectacular as well. We're so excited you've joined us here at Knoxville. Have I mentioned it's the Knoxville Nationals? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Aaron, it's the Knoxville Nationals.
It is. We're here. We've talked about it for 2 years.
2 years?
2 years.
I know. Oh, my gosh.
I've only been talking about it for like 4 now.
Oh, so yeah, exactly. Ashley took a little hiatus here, but she's good to go. You all excited, Ashley?
I'm excited to be back.
I'll tell you what,
it's
I'm
good
going to get out of the way.
fans again.
Yeah, isn't it good? Isn't it good to see our friends
is.
here? This is the reunion aspect of it. Iowa Beer Bus is here as well.
Yeah,
Aaron.
we're hitting that up next.
Aaron, you have got...
I've got some guests up here.
Man, what a group of guests.
We got the 2018 winner of the Knoxville Nationals, Brad Sweet, and his car owner, also the driver of the number 83 Roth Motorsports car this week, Casey Kane. How are you guys?
Good to be in Knoxville. It's always it's fun to see the fans, fun to start to feel the atmosphere again. It was we made the best out of it last year, but it's good to be back.
Does it feel any different? I mean, Knoxville is always a huge event for everyone, but to miss a year. I mean, I know you guys came here, but there were no fans. It wasn't technically the Knoxville Nationals. Is there a little bit more to it this year, knowing there was a year off?
Yeah, I think it makes me feel like I'm more appreciative to be here. Taking a year off, I wasn't ready to go 2 years in between the Knoxville Nationals. It's just it's one of those things as a race car driver. You just circle this week on your calendar every year, and it's something that you want to be a part of. You want to win. And last year, just coming into town and just not having that atmosphere. I know a lot of fans still came out, and we definitely made the best out of it. But it just wasn't the Knoxville Nationals. So it's really, cool. I think that I'm having a lot more fun, a lot more relaxed this week just because I'm just happy to be here again.
No doubt about it. And Casey, back running the Knoxville Nationals in the Roth 83 car. How did that all kind of just happen over the last week?
Yeah, it actually happened Monday. So we decided like 11 o'clock Monday that we're going to do this week together, and we'd go to Oskaloosa on Monday night. So there was a lot of work to be done. The car was still crashed from Peevely. They blew a tire and crashed there, running well. I had to build a new car from 11 till we got to Oski at like 6 o'clock, and it was good to do that just to kind of get a feel for things. Much different car and things than what we have at KKR, so it was a different feel, but glad we did it, had some fun, learned a bit, and looking forward to tomorrow night.
Casey, what is that like driving for the 83 car? You own your own team, obviously. You have James McFadden and obviously Brad Sweet. But to drive for Dennis, is it kind of like a thrill to get a ride in someone else's car, or is it Just how different it is.
So it's really different. I really enjoy driving my own stuff because it's I know it well and know what the guys are doing. So I like our cars a lot. I like everything we have there, but I really like what Dennis and Teresa Roth, what they've done in the sprint car world over the years, and just in motorsports, and what they've brought, the teams and the drivers that they've helped, the teams, the crews, all that stuff for years and years, not just with the World of Outlaws in Knoxville, but the West Coast as well. So, to get to race for them. I raced for them in 2003, and we won some races together, and do it again now I was looking forward to it.
Brad, talk about that from a competitor standpoint. We know you've talked about racing with Casey before, but now that he's in a different car, he's not in a team car, how do you approach him on the racetrack?
Just like anybody else, man. I'm going right on by.
Oh.
No, it's when you're on the racetrack, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to win the race. I don't care if I'm racing my best friend or, someone I don't know. So I'm excited for him. I think he's got a little pressure. Dennis isn't he wants to run good, so now he knows what it's like to be the driver. So no, it's exciting. Like he said, it's cool that Dennis and they get to have a little reunion, and it's exciting. It'll be fun to see when they reveal that car how cool it's going to look.
Oh. Now, Casey, how do you balance that? You're obviously a car owner. Watch tonight. But you've got another team to work with. So how do you balance wear all the hats? Team owner, driver, different teams.
So James goes tonight. James McFadden races tonight in the 9 car, and I'll be with those guys helping them. I always, when I'm not racing, I'm trying to be a part of either the 9, the 49, and just be there to, whether it's support or scrape mud. Like, I'll do whatever it takes. So I enjoy all of the sprint car, everything that comes along with sprint car racing, and I just won't be with them Saturday. I'll be kind of doing my own thing. But overall, those guys, they helped a lot on Monday as well. The 9 team was over helping us, Justin Adams and Woodman, and got us out to Oski. So it was a big effort to do that and get some laps and get ready for this week.
To kind of elaborate on that, Casey, can you share with us, how does that work? Obviously, you have your KKR information in the notebooks that you've built with those teams. Is that something you just take over to the Roth car? Is it something that you kind of walk a fine line as to, hey, how can I make my car fast but not give away our secrets?
Well, actually, I wasn't real sure, because when you go and drive something else, you don't know how that's going to feel. But the car felt so much different than our cars that to me, it's kind of irrelevant at this point. So we just went with the way that they do things, and it worked fine Monday night. So we're just going to keep doing that.
Wow. Brad, you talked about being relaxed this week. You have to feel real confident. You've won this race before, but you have 14 wins this season, leading points with the Outlaws. Just talk about your year. You guys have been really strong.
Yeah, we've had a good year, but there's some ones that sting a little bit. Kings Royal obviously was a tough one. We were really good at Huset's and didn't get Jackson either. So we've kind of been able to win a lot of races. Had a great season, but you always want to win these crown jewels. So this is the big one on the calendar that we've circled, and we won it in 2018, so we're capable of doing it. But you got to execute every time you're on the racetrack, and I'm excited to feel that intensity tonight, and hopefully get a good night of sleep and come back tomorrow and put myself in a good position.
Brad, back-to-back current reigning champion. Is there any pressure that comes searching for that third one?
No. The biggest thing was,
any pressure from this guy?
we all want to win. We're not going to lie. The goal every year is going to be to win the championship, especially after you win the first one. You're going to want to win again, and you're going to want to win again. You never want to get knocked off the top of the mountain. And, it's hard to stay up there, but you definitely you gain more confidence. You can do it. You've been in these situations. We've gained the experience. We know what it takes throughout the season to do it. So you set different goals and you try to change your mindset. I think sometimes when you're chasing points, you don't win as many races as you should. So try to change our mindset this year to stop worrying so much about the points and focus on each and every night a little bit more and just try to win races. Try to win as many races. And obviously, if you're doing that, the points will take care of themselves. So just try to, control my mind, have a strong mental game. And, obviously I think that's what it takes to win these races each and every night, and especially these big races.
For sure. Casey, I'm going to age us a little bit because I know we're about the same age, but we've been coming, I know you've been coming to the Knoxville Nationals for a few years now. How neat is it for you to see? I know your passion is sprint cars and how much it's grown from when we came here back when we were rookies or early 2000s to see what Spire, what Kendra, what John McCoy, what they have done to this event and how big it has grown.
So I see that, and I see it starting early in the week, and it's every day there's things to do throughout the day, at night, and then the racing starts and there's things throughout the day and the night. Go to the races, after the races. There's always things going on, whether it's for kids, whether it's for the fans, the racing community, just all of that. And I love it. I just drove up the street here, and I felt like there's more fans out there right now than I've seen at this race on a Wednesday in a while. So it feels really good. It's cool to see all the people back, excited for the Nationals, and I know I am. I'm always excited to be here. So it's a big week, and it's fun to be a part of it.
Going to be fun, that is for sure. How about it for our first duo of guests? Casey Kane and Brad Sweet joining us here on the Hercules Tires Entertainment stage. It's VFW Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit. And I want to remind you about our friends at Hercules Tires. Nothing can take you citywide to countryside like Hercules Tires. The most tested, trusted replacement tires on the road. And the true strength of Hercules comes from the 70 years of nose-to-grindstone grit, from an unmatched selection of unbeatable tires made with uncompromising materials, to an industry-leading protection plan that backs every tire with a road hazard protection and satisfaction guaranteed. From one name, Hercules Tires, ride on our strength. With more than 1.5 million VFW and auxiliary members located in over 6,000 posts worldwide, the nonprofit Veterans Service Organization is dedicated to veterans service, legislative advocacy, and military and community service programs. Bronny brought some pizza. Man, I'll tell you what, that's outstanding. For more information or to join, go to the VFW booth, which is right over here behind us, or you can go to VFW.org. No one does more for VFWs than the veterans. And finally, I'd like to talk about our friends at Wolf Eye Clinic. We know how important healthy eyes are to your quality of life. Eye disease can threaten your vision and daily life as you know it. From Iowa's premier specialty medical and surgical eye care clinic, we partner with local eye doctors across the state to ensure you get the best care using cutting-edge treatments and the most advanced technology. If you're affected by eye disease or looking to enhance your vision through LASIK surgery, call your Wolf Eye Care Clinic, Iowa's most trusted eye specialist for more than 100 years. Finally, Wing Nation gear is available right over here to the right of the stage. Make sure you make your way down and get some Wing Nation gear. I'm going to step right over here and take this. Wait a minute.
I told you not to put it near Steve.
That, man? We got Casey's Pizza. Oh, my. Missing piece here. I got it. You did good. How about it? Let's get right back to it now. Joining us here on the stage, a big hand for Brian Brown is here with us. Brownie. Also joining us, he went to the bullpen, find a crew chief. Danny the Dude Lasowski. Dude, what's going on, man?
Great. Thanks for having us here.
Man,
How about it?
Oh, you kidding me? It's good to have you here. And joining us from Casey's General Store, of course, Casey's is such a big part of what we do. It is Angela Wood. Angela, how are you?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Angela, I'm telling you, how'd you get involved with this mess? I mean, how'd you get involved with all of this stuff?
Oh, it definitely started with our leadership at Casey's.
Yeah.
With Don Lamberti and Bob Myers. Yep.
Nice. This has got to be, Ashley and I were out riding around, and we saw Casey's store after Casey's General Store after Casey's General Store. Man, this has got to be a fun week for you guys.
Absolutely. We appreciate all the fans visiting our stores.
There we go. Neat
Ordering
stuff.
pizza.
Yep. So, Danny, 4-time Knoxville Nationals winner, crew chief extraordinaire now. What is it like working with Brian? I know you relatives, he's your nephew. Seen you guys hang out for a long time, but what has it been like these last few weeks? Obviously, you've had a lot of success, so it had to be fun.
It just feels to me like the stars all lined up. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time to help him, especially here. Mm-hmm. And when everything went on this summer, and when he gave me the call, I told my dad, I said, this is something I've been really wanting to do, see if we can help him. And so he's got myself, my dad helping him, his dad, so it's a full family operation.
That is so cool.
Well, that's Danny's perspective. Brian, as things were not going the way you wanted them to go, this idea, what was the process for you on this idea and then pitching it to Danny?
Yeah, I mean, even when Chad, my crew chief, was with me for 12 years, and we had a lot of great times. He did a great job for us. We just got to a point I felt like we were kind of in a standstill, and didn't feel like we were pushing the program where we needed to be, and I felt like I was kind of holding him back and vice versa. So we made the change. Danny has been, even when he hadn't worked for me, was a guy always called usually on a Monday or Tuesday and said, hey, what do you think about this? Or just bouncing questions, more driving questions. And when he wasn't working for Mason or other opportunities, he would come and help us from time to time. And I just knew to get a crew chief that's driven before, it's a whole different perspective than a guy that hasn't driven before. And I always knew if I could just get him 100% focused on my team and when he wasn't racing, I felt like it could take our team to the next level. And I feel like we've been a lot better the last month. I feel like the confidence for me as a driver, our team confidence-wise, our car speed's good, our attitudes are good, and attitudes are contagious. And I feel like we have a good attitude every time we go to work every single day. I love the guys we work with. Nate Steinhaus, Ty Wolfgang, my dad Robert, Danny, obviously my grandpa George. Doesn't get much better than naming those people, and I have guys that believe in me, and I'm going to go out there and drive my ass off to not let them down, and that's what we did the last month.
Danny, continuing on Brian's sentiments, I look at you as the successful driver, the World of Outlaw champion, the Knoxville Nationals multi-time champion, the track champion. How much in the last month or so that you guys have been working together, or however long it's been, is about just setup? Or is there, I know you've always kind of helped him with advice, but is there driving tips, or is it mostly setup? What is the interaction like?
It's all above what you said. It's no magic. There's no magic wand we wave over. When he said, hey, come do this, he allowed me to go in, and I didn't change a ton. Just went in and think, this is my race car. I'm going to fix it like I would drive it. And then talk to him like a driver to driver. There's different techniques, and he'll tell you there's a lot of things I've held back all these years. I've taught him what he knows, but not everything I know.
Interesting.
So we have these long conversations when everybody's gone from the shop. It's just he and I in there in the trailer. I get him 100%. He gets me 100%, and I tell him little things that helps. It helped me, and it's already applied to him.
Like braking gas here. We're talking pedal work here.
And he has adapted so well, so quickly, and his attitude, his driving is better than I've ever seen it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing in 2021 the 21 at Victory Lane on Saturday night.
Ooh,
how about that, folks? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool to see this duo down there at the end of this race with the flag behind them down there? That'd be pretty awesome. Brian, you've got a lot of work to do before we get to that stage. But it appears to me that you have some really good speed in your race car. How do you feel about your race car coming into this weekend's events?
Yeah, I think we started off at Eldora really, really good, and we came here and we were really, really good. And I wouldn't say really, really good. I feel like we've been good here, and we've been kind of bouncing around a couple different ways, and we didn't really weren't planning on going to Oskaloosa. But we didn't run as well as we had hoped in the feature on Sunday night, so we were like, let's go to Oskaloosa. There's some things we want to try. And we ran the qualifying in the heat race at Oskaloosa, and I just didn't feel that great. And Danny's just like, hey, just trust me here. Let me try something. And I said, okay, just do what you want. Then we pushed off for the King of the Hill. And I'm kind of like, man, I don't know. And he's like, believe me, just trust me. I would not put you out there in something that's going to get you hurt. I promise you this is going to go around there. So we go around there and we win the King of the Hill. And my car was good enough to win on Monday. I just made some mistakes. And when you got the goat behind you, you gotta go. You can't give up. And that's, I didn't do a good enough job. But I feel like this week I've come in here before as maybe not the favorite, but a high contender. Yeah. I feel like as a team, we're heading in the right direction. I feel like we're kind of a little bit under the radar, which is cool with me. I feel like we can get through our qualifying night and still be under the radar. Come Saturday night, there's no guy you would want in your corner besides my crew guys than Danny. He's won the Knoxville Nationals 4 times. He knows what it is about the pressure of the race, how the race transpires. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a great journey. Winning that race at I-70 with my grandpa there, with my dad, with Danny, 10 minutes from my house. If we do nothing the rest of the year, that was so awesome for me. Just driving home, I just by myself that night, I thought, gosh, how cool is this? What just happened tonight? So it's been a dream ride so far with him. Like I told him, it could go one race, it could go 10 years. We're just going to try to, every race is the most important race next up, and that's tomorrow night. And just want to hats off to you guys, too, before we get out of here. Last year, we weren't allowed to have, obviously, full crowds. We couldn't come. We lost loved ones because of COVID. It is so, so, so good to see all you guys here on a Wednesday. We're going to pack the house on Saturday. It's going to be a hell of a show. Thank you guys for coming back out and supporting sprint car racing.
Absolutely. It is neat. Angela, you're sitting here, and of course, this is the NOS Energy Drink Knoxville Nationals presented by Casey's General Store. So a great relationship with the racetrack. But when you align yourself with a guy like Brian and then he makes the decision to bring in a Hall of Famer like Danny, what does that mean for you guys as a company to be represented by guys like this that you're sharing the stage with right now?
Some of the best right here.
Yeah.
Yep, they're great marketing partners, ambassadors of the brand, so we appreciate it.
Well, I know, and Brownie always brings
bringing pizza.
I told you not to give it to Steve. I'll never get a slice.
We're going to bring this right over here. Aaron, if you want to talk to these guys,
yeah.
What could you ask more of a partner? I'm very, very fortunate, to have Casey's. I mean, how it's if they haven't did around this area the most for sprint car racing as a partner, I don't know who has. And then to put that uniform on and have that logo on my car is an honor to represent all their employees and all their stores. I have FVP, I have Gina from JD Welding I see over here. It's just a great group of people we have within our team. I think we have about 50 different partners, and then I'm very fortunate to be able to have our own team and have people like Casey's, FVP, JD Welding, Impact Signs believe in us.
Aaron, do you remember at Jackson? Remember we had Brownie coming up onto the stage, and we had Logan and Jacob. Of course, this was back in the era where Bobby and they were running on the shoestring budget, the Shark Racing team. Brownie came to the stage with a pizza for me. Okay.
For you.
For me.
For us.
Exactly. For us. Well, exactly.
Which
but
I knew meant you.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Logan and Jacob, bless their hearts, they've probably been working in the parking lot since 9 a.m. They looked at that pizza. And Aaron, you remember there were crumbs and a few portions of the box left when they
got Steve was not happy.
And I was not happy at all.
The Shark Tank got a hold of it.
The Shark Tank got a hold of it, that's for sure.
Oh, gosh. So, Danny, it certainly sounds like this crew chief role and working with your nephew is very fulfilling. But is it sometimes hard to watch and not be out there wheeling it?
I got to be honest, it really is. It still burns in me to compete. I'm 62 now, young. Not old.
No, I get it is, yeah.
Really feel that I love to do it. I know that Father Time is caught up, and I understand it, but I still, he knows when he's not at the shop, I can still get in his car and start it for him. So I had to prove it to all the guys.
I was going to say, have you made some laps?
I actually asked him the same question after we won Knoxville. I was like, man, is it the same? Just because I wanted to know, is it the same as winning, pulling into victory lane? And he's like, man, I didn't think it was, but then when we got in victory lane, he's like, it was the same. He said it's not the same, but it was similar. And he has just as much passion working on my race car and wanting me to win as he ever did, I feel like, racing. And he mentioned there's a lot of secrets. I think he thought in the back of his head, I could come back one day and I might have to race against this kid again. So I don't want to tell him all my secrets. So now that I have him on my side, there's a lot of stuff. I'm like, how come you haven't told me this 10 years ago? So it's just lots of little tricks that I've already applied. I'm like, gosh, my own uncle's holding secrets back.
So you really held these back until just recently, even though you haven't raced full time in a little.
Honestly, we were at the shop on Monday before I-70, and we were there. I was there working, and he was there. We were there till probably 12:30 at night, just me and him, sitting just like we're sitting now, and he just started. It's like he just starts spilling the beans. I'm like. So I just for one time in my life I just shut up and I'm like maybe I can get more. So it's like and we went. What was cool about that is as soon as he told me what he told me, I applied it the next night and it was like, wow, that made a big difference. And that's why I think drivers make the best crew chiefs, because they've been in the situation, they understand it, and like I said, we're just happy, loving life, and hopefully have a good week.
It's the old I told you everything you know, but I didn't tell you everything I know. That's it. There you go. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? First off, for Angela Wood from Casey's General Store, Danny the Dude Lasowski, and Brian Brown joining us here on VFW Wing Nation, presented by we're on the Hercules Starter Stage presented by Sage Fruit. We're going to reset the deck.
Let's give some
Let's
away.
give who
wants pizza? Who has never tried Casey's Pizza? Let anybody here.
Wait, Steve is not happy about this. Steve
there's one guy back there. There's one. Well, that's a good sign, Angela. There's one guy that's never tried Casey's Pizza. Come on up here. Get yourself.
Come get you guys some. All you guys
There you go.
throw
Now, I want you to share. People. There you have it.
There we go.
There you have it. How about that? There we go. Some Casey's Pizza. We are set to go. We're going to bring Sarah up here. All right. We're going to reset the table, and we're going to bring Sarah up here. What's going on, girl? How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I am good. We were talking about different people. Now, you're representing Fatheads here. So, pretty exciting stuff. It was the Fatheads Capitani Classic on Sunday night. Had to be neat to be involved with that, such a big event here at Knoxville.
Absolutely. You know, it's such a great event. We are so happy. The motorsports community is so great to Fatheads Eyewear. So great to be a part. Great to be back in Knoxville. And we had a chance to display all of our sunglasses on Sunday. So had a great time at the pre-race party and had some pizza and beer and looked at a bunch of glasses.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about it. We see Fatheads. We see it on Brady Bacon's car on USAC. We see it on various other cars. What is Fatheads, and why are they the best brand in the business?
So Fatheads was founded in 2004. Rico, our founder, couldn't find sunglasses to fit his head. So I'm sure many of you have picked out sunglasses, and man, these are tight on my head. So he created a line that were wider on the frame to fit fat heads. And since then, we have over 9 lines. So now we have eyewear for everyone. We have petite for men and women and all the way up into the extra large size. So we really have products that fit everyone. We also have a full optical line. We're in a lot of vision centers across the U.S. So you can get prescription glasses through local vision centers. You can go to the website and find it. So we really have products that fit everyone.
All right, so Sarah, where can we find them? Are you still set up here, and where can folks find them the rest of the time when we're not at Knoxville?
And because we couldn't have the merch trailer here, we've got a special for all the fans in Knoxville. Just use code Knoxville at checkout, and we'll get 40% off. So it's a really good deal. Check it out. You can customize your glasses, colors, everything.
Sarah, 40% off. Man, you guys are knocking it out. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for participating with the Capitani Classic on Sunday night.
Thanks so much for having us. Have a great night, guys.
There we go. That's Sarah Townsmere from Fatheads joining us here. They do a great job. And Rico, what a cool guy. That is for sure. Fun stuff. It is VFW Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit joining us now on the stage.
A different Rico.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we have the one with the less fat head. There we go. It's Rico Aber joining us. Rico, what's going on, man? How are you?
Just here at my favorite place in the world.
How about that? What's it like for you to roll back into Knoxville?
I came the last 2 weeks before the Nationals,
right.
So we got some seat time, track time, and I just enjoy being here, hanging out. And we were going to run Sunday, but we had some truck repair issues that we had to fix on our hauler on the way here, so it kind of set us all behind.
Rico, I was looking. Oh, sorry about that. I was looking at your stats from this year, and man, how many top 5? It was like 40-something top 5s this year. I mean, you guys, you might not have as many wins as you want, but you are pretty darn strong.
Yeah, we've been really consistent and just no wins. I think I have like 12 second-place finishes,
Oh
which
my
is
gosh! Well, maybe you saved it for this week.
But yeah, it's the wins are there. They'll come, and we work hard enough at it that they're just right around the corner. And it's just consistency is keen, and you just put yourself in position to win. And I feel like you look back on stats, and there was a year I won 25 races, and the last few years I've won I think 12 or so races, and I didn't win until July last year, so I'm not too far off, I don't think.
No, not with 40 top 5s.
Right. But with that being said, Rico, obviously we all live for the adrenaline. We all live for the competition. Is there a part of you when you have that many top 5s and top 2s that you're like, man, what is it that we're just barely missing that just isn't putting us where we need to be?
I think it's, it gets frustrating at times, especially if you start off the front row or something and run second or third. And but more so just, working that great chemistry. I have a whole new team this year. One of the guys on my team was with me last year. So a new crew chief, Scotty Martin's been working with me. He was with Shane Stewart and worked with Steve Kinzer in the early 2000s. So quite a bit of experience, and bringing him on board on my team. And it's just the chemistry is where I've really focused on this year, and being able to problems and turn a lot of data into information. And going into the next, a lot of back-to-back speed weeks, a lot of consistent where we're 3 or 4 and that's part of our schedule that I really enjoy look forward to doing each year, and trying to wins together in a row is really where you see that in teams and just putting yourself in good position to win.
You talk about that. It's one of the where they'll race on a Saturday night, all week long on the next Saturday night, and they're like, no, we have to do that. We have speed weeks and big weekends. How important is that? You just mentioned the back-to-back. You're thrashing through things with new people and new parts and new important. Keep going back to
California, and Calistoga Speedway is my home track, and that's where I first seen Jack race, and I knew that he was the guy that I wanted to root for, and his driving style, and there's a reason why all the fans love Jack Onchild, and with his wildness, and he just does things on the racetrack that no one does, and you see that, and you see opportunities that where you can help people, and I'm feel like I've been fortunate enough to been in positions where I'm allowed to do that. So like I said, I want to be here for the long run, and if I'm an owner or a driver, and this is where my heart is.
I absolutely love it, because I don't think there was a bigger story this year than the unveiling of that 22. And to hear you say that he was your hero, did you ever in a million years think, as that young boy who looked up to Jack and see him racing at your hometown, that you'd ever be involved with him at this level, let alone bringing him the Pennzoil 22 car?
I never thought about the Pennzoil 22 just because you don't see those things through our industry come back and you bring memories back to a lot of fans, and I just knew, when Jack called me, he started running a few races for us the last few years out in California, and when he called me this year to tell me that, this was his last go full-time racing, and told me that the Trophy Cup was going to be his last race, and I actually have some close friends that have, a connection with some Shell Mobile people, and I presented them this story, and they actually didn't know who Jack Onchild was, so we did a whole historic background on the Pennzoil, and the Pennzoil sponsor in the World of Outlaws, and Jack's over 70 World of Outlaw wins, I think, with the Pennzoil 22, and and they were just so mind blown with. They didn't know about any of this information, and them coming to Eldora and seeing Jack at the Kings Royal and winning that heat race, and it was just such a special moment for all of them to capture that and see, and hear from the fans, and bringing back the memories, the people that got to see him in the 90s race that car, and I knew it was going to be really special to bring it back.
Eldora. I was more race fan up there than anything else. We know Jack. We know Ohio. We know Eldora. We know his antics. When he won that heat race, I am telling you, I've never seen more religion at a racetrack in my life. That was unreal. And then with the four-wide salute, he was right on the outside of the front row. Rico, I know you tended to your own racing program. I don't care what anyone says. You had to at one moment say, "Oh, this is pretty badass."
I shed a couple tears. It was
really.
It was a special moment, I think, for a lot of people, and to see all the drivers come down and acknowledge Jack and shake his hand, and after that heat races, for anyone that wasn't there, it was probably one of the coolest moments I've ever experienced in sprint car.
Sheldon shared with us, he was on top of the trailer. He says he doesn't like to watch his dad race. He said he'd prefer to race against him. He doesn't like to watch him because he does things in the car that scares him as his son, which, imagine that, it's Jack. Sheldon said he was standing on his trailer in the middle when he won that heat race, and the noise and the crowd and the celebration, there was probably a tear shed there too as well. So, Rico, we salute you as a great race car driver and as a great partner with so many people in the sport. Thanks for joining us here on Wing Nation.
Yep, I'm going to be at my merchandise trailer signing autographs. Anyone that wants to come over there.
There we go. Go up there and get Rico Abreu's autograph. That is for sure. Rico Abreu joining us here on VFW Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit. Race fans, welcome to the 60th annual NOS Energy 60th running of the NOS Energy Drink Knoxville Nationals, presented by Casey's. As grease, dirt, sweat, late nights, and early mornings are my witness, The day just got owned by me and a can of Kick-Ass. That's right. Visit the NOS Energy sampling booth here on the ground and grab a complimentary can of NOS Energy to help you get back after it at this year's Nosville Nationals. It's going to be an action-packed week, so fuel up, fire up, and never look back. Follow NOS Energy on Twitter, on Instagram, and Facebook. NOS Energy Drink. Thank you, race fans. Also, another one of our great partners, sprint car driver and longtime partner of FVP, Brian Brown. He won't be slowed down by maintenance or repairs this summer. With over 50 wins at Knoxville Raceway, the number 21 in Brownie team, they just trust the FVP line of parts and chemicals for all their automotive needs. Ask for FVP Parts at your trusted automotive professional and see why Brian Brown and customers nationwide prefer FVP on and off the track. Visit FVPparts.com for a shop near you. Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, shipper, and packer of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage believes in sprint car racing and is a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the last 17 years and a partner of Wing Nation for the past 5 years. Sage Fruit, they love sprint car racing, and we're there for sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience, and they value the friendship and partnerships with sprint car fans, and Sage appreciates your continued support. Ask for Sage Fruit at your local grocery store. We're going to continue on. Real quick, Wing Nation gear right down here, and Wing Nation gear all weekend. We're out at Tony Stewart's trailer out right across the corner from Dingus there. We're going to continue on here, and Aaron, looks like we got a couple more of our friends who have joined us here on the stage.
We sure do. We got Mr. Paul McMahon and Mr. Greg Wilson. I'm not sure what's going on here. They're sharing a beverage, but they didn't bring us any.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little bit disappointed. So, how are you guys?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. A little warm.
You're better now that you got your iced tea?
Yeah, my iced tea. I got to keep hydrated here.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know if I should have tried the iced tea, but I'm feeling pretty good now, too.
Just one sip warmed you up a little bit?
Well, I might have had more than one, but now I know why he's drinking it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Greg, when we look at coming out here to Knoxville, in complete honesty, it's been a bit of a tricky challenge for you. It's been one of those tracks that you continue to work on and continue to improve on and continue to work at. But what's it like just coming out here to know this is a big challenge for you and your team, but also all of the Hercules involvement here with our entertainment stage, the display down there, and everything they do to represent the partnership so well?
Well, I mean, honestly, it's frustrating coming here to this point. Luckily, we come out here a little early, change things around a lot with our team, and I'm actually driving for Ceiling Motorsports now. Andy Potter's working on it. And, got a good crew. It's making my life a lot easier. Fortunately, all my sponsors stuck with me and believe in what we're doing. And so hopefully that makes this trip a little better. But, damn, how can you not think it's awesome with all these fans here? I mean, this right here is what it's about. And, I personally want to thank all the fans that have supported Hercules Tire, our race team, the brand, and what they're doing for the sport. I tweeted a little earlier. I was sitting down at the booth signing stuff and helping sell tires, but I was sitting there thinking, and I've heard, Paul, I've heard you say it before, about when you're a little kid and you just want to drive a race car for a living, and I turn the corner and there's the Hercules booth and it's got a race car and me standing there and I'm like, what the hell? This is unreal. Just very fortunate and blessed and thankful after all these years to still be a part of this.
And Paul, we talked to Brad Sweet earlier on the show, and he talked about not running here last year, having a true Knoxville Nationals, made his appreciation for this year that much bigger. Do you feel the same way? You've been coming to Knoxville for a few years now.
I've been coming here a couple, but
just a few.
Yeah. I mean, last year when we came here, we had fans, but it wasn't Knoxville. Like when you roll in, like when I roll in here on Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, it's just a different. It's like there's a halo around this place. And last year it was just another race. It wasn't Knoxville National. So, driving back in here this year, it was coming in. And I got I'm driving in with my son from the airport when he got here, and it's just like, man, it's August and it's Knoxville Nationals time. And last year just wasn't the same. I mean, last year wasn't the same for any race. It didn't matter or for the fans. And it was just it wasn't as odd as when we came back here for the very first outlaw race when we had no fans here. But, yeah, to have this event going on again, the 60th one, is phenomenal. I mean, the fans come out and support this is awesome. And I'm just fortunate that I get to come back. I mean, heck, it might be my last one. I don't know.
Well, you've retired a few times, but you keep coming back.
I've never retired. I just cut back. I've never been able to cut back.
We shared with Paul up at Port Royal. You try and you try and you try to get into the sport, and now you try and you try to get out of the sport. And Paul keeps coming back, and that is for sure. Paul, I want to continue your talk about Knoxville, the halo, the party, the atmosphere. How do you balance that? Your family is here, and I know how important the whole family is, having them here with you, keeping Braden out of...
Jan hasn't made it yet. Her flight got canceled, so we're working on another McMahon flight issue.
Yeah.
This is my shocked face that McMahon's flight got canceled.
Yeah.
But how do you balance the fun, the family, the friendship, all of that with the serious business you need to get down to when you strap in that race car?
I mean, I get here on Sunday usually, and we race Sunday night for the Capitani. And then Monday and Tuesday, I don't even go over to my car. This is my time to relax, because if the guys are at the shop, I wouldn't be there anyways. So I go golfing on Monday or Tuesday. We have a big barbecue. Last night we cooked up, I don't know, probably 80 pounds of meat last night at the trailer. And, we just have a good time, and we try to just forget about it's Knoxville Nationals until Wednesday. Now it's game time. It's time to go. And normally I'm racing on Wednesday, so it's a little odd sitting over here tonight, but I got an extra day off, and we'll come tomorrow, and it's time to go. I mean, this is the race we all wait for. This is the race we want to be a part of, and when it's that time, you get focused.
Greg, you hit on this before, but what is it like to now be a hired gun again? How you mentioned the relief, you don't have all that responsibility, but that really does have to change your perspective on things.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this has all happened pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of happened. Honestly, at the wrong time of year. You don't want to do it the week before the King's Royal, leading into all these big races. But, it's. I felt like at the end of Ohio Speed Week, I looked at my wife, and I'll be honest with you. Jack Hewitt told me about 10 or 12 years ago, if I wasn't careful, the way I was doing it, trying to do everything, I was going to burn myself out. Man, I was there. I looked at my wife after we were coming home from Portsmouth and struggled during Speed Week and just burning it at both ends, and kept telling my kids, this is what really got me. I kept telling my daughters, next week I'll take you to ride the go-karts, or 2 days from now. I just kept putting everything off, and the racing wasn't all that good, and the fun meter was at 0. And I mean, honestly, you do this to be competitive, and I was tired of getting my butt kicked. And
so when fun though too.
Yes. So when the opportunity came, and I went sat down with Joe Sealing and Diane, and then Andy Potter and Joe that helps on it, I just knew that it was a good opportunity to give it a go. Talk to all our partners, mesh it together, and we're trying like heck to be the best that we can be at the moment.
Yep.
I felt like it last week. We had speed. We weren't good enough to make our own luck, but that's probably the most comfortable I felt here at Knoxville. And looking forward to seeing what we got. But I'm also looking forward to the rest of the year because, like Paul, I got to take we found a resort south of here 40 miles. We went and laid in the lake and played in the pool and drank margaritas, and I got to hang out with my family and not think about racing for a couple of days. And I've never ever stayed here in Knoxville with all the fans and everything, and we're camped out here for the next 4 nights, and already just to see people that I don't know that that see me wearing Hercules and say, hey, good luck. I mean, you just don't realize how great you guys, the fans, are, and what you guys do for our sport. And I mean, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, but it was not the same not having you guys at the races.
Really, truly was. So fans, give yourselves a hand. We're glad you're back. No doubt, absolutely. Paul, I kind of want to play a little bit off from what Greg was talking about, combinations, and you were reunited this year with a combination. You've had success in the past with Chad and Jed Clemens and Barry. Was it sort of like, was there a riding bike element of it where it was sort of like normal, or did you get back up to speed? How did that work, and where are you guys at this point in the season?
Like at the very first race, we went out, our first weekends, we ran very well together. And me and Barry got a very good communication. Yeah. We didn't have to bridge that gap of communication parts, but we got rolling with the tire shortages and everything else that's going on in our race, and our cars just didn't act like they did at the beginning, and everything, and it changes every month to month the way your race cars feel. So we've been struggling a bit. I mean, we've been competitive, but we haven't. We won our race there at Portsmouth, and got lucky. But I was in the right spot at the right time to win that race. So But it was very easy to bridge that gap of communication that we had, that I didn't have to build that communication. Like, he's never worked with Andy Potter. He has to build a relationship with him. I didn't have to do that with Barry. We got right back on where we were. The results haven't been what we wanted, but it's, we're not horrible either. We're competitive every night, and we'll see what happens this weekend.
Boy, it's going to be cool, that's for sure. And you won that race, the Dean Little Memorial. You picked a good one to win, that's for sure, didn't you?
That definitely made Speed Week, because it was a struggle all week long. And Barry threatened the car we were racing that he was going to throw it in the river if it didn't work. And we went out and won, so he thought he'd take it back home and fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't you hurt it the first night?
Very first night.
I went down to help him put it back together because I'm like, man, they're having the same kind of look. Yeah.
How about two of our favorites here? How about it for Greg Wilson? How about it for Paul McMahon joining us here on the Hercules Tires Entertainment stage? Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there. From the dirt track to the grocery store and everything in between, our full line of tires offer the perfect fit for all your needs. For value, selection, and a protection policy with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength. If you're having trouble seeing at the track, or seeing the racetrack, or seeing that winning sprint car driver, or you're tired of glasses or contacts, you know what the answer might be? Might be LASIK surgery. Yes, that's right. Or correction surgery at Wolf Eye Clinic. It might be a good fit for you. Who doesn't want a hassle-free vision without contacts or glasses? It's easy to find out. If you are a candidate for LASIK surgery at Wolf Eye Clinic, visit wolfeyeclinic.com to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation today. So neat stuff, that's for sure. We appreciate all of our partners here on the show. Wing Nation gear is available right down here alongside of the stage and at the Tony Stewart trailer all weekend long. And I spin around here, and Aaron, looks like you've got some guys that certainly know their way around Knoxville Raceway joining us on the stage at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Austin McCall, welcome to the show. And we've got this. He's won a few races this year and a few different types of cars. Kyle Larson, thank you guys for joining us both. How are you guys doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you excited? We're back here for the Nationals after a year off, say. It's pretty neat.
To me, it wasn't a year off. I mean, it was still kind of the Nationals. I know it's not the format and not everything about it, but it was still to me the toughest race of the year for 3 days. I mean, Kyle did a great job winning it, and I mean, his name's not up on the wall, but you still kind of know.
No, it was, to me, it was, I thought last year it would feel just like Nationals, but it didn't. There wasn't as many people, still a lot of people, but just wasn't the same. The atmosphere wasn't there. So glad to have everybody back, and I know all of us competitors, love having all the fans here.
It's true, Kyle. We've talked about earlier on the show how crazy it is for a Wednesday, as how many fans are already here. Kyle, you obviously get to do a lot of stuff and see a lot of people. What is the vibe like here at the Nationals compared to other places that you get to run?
I don't get to go hang out like at Daytona 500 like this, so I can't really speak on that. But for me, the atmosphere here is bigger than any race really I ever run. So that's why I look forward to the Nationals every year. It's my favorite event, So it's just so much fun, and like I said, the people are what make this event as good as it is.
Austin, it's been a little hard to keep up with you this year. You're in California, you're here, you're running Houston, but you've had a strong season. Just talk about your year so far, and like continue on what Kyle said about this. This is the Knoxville National. This is the big show.
Yeah, it's been interesting for sure. Went out to California and drove for the Tarleton family early in the year, and just kind of things weren't working out, and was kind of liked what I had going on out here personally. So it's been a good year. Houston has been pretty good to me so far this year, and was able to get a win early in the year here, and felt like we've really had speed here at Knoxville. If I could get qualified a little bit better, I didn't start a little bit further up there, I feel like we'd be a lot better. But that's kind of been my kryptonite lately, qualifying. So hopefully we can get that settled. And it's great to be back at the Nationals. Like he said, the people are what make this event the event. I mean, without them, it's we're just sitting here driving our cars in circles. So it's awesome to be back, and I love this place. I live 35 minutes down the road, and to have the biggest race in the world that close to your house is awesome. So hopefully we can get her qualified in the locker in the A main tomorrow night and have a good Saturday.
Austin, we chatted with you at Jackson. You weren't racing that night. We got to hang out. That was pretty cool.
There's no Tito's in this.
No Tito's in that one, all right. I love it. We had a lot of fun that weekend. But obviously we talked about your motor situation, and you had to take nights off because you have to kind of plan your season out right. How are things looking in that aspect? Are things unfolding the way you hoped they would at this point?
Pretty good. Got a brand new Ryder engine a couple weeks ago, and broken in at the Cappy and ran it at Oskaloosa just to get some laps on it. And so far things are looking pretty good, knock on wood. We don't have any catastrophes. But, the way the format works now with Friday, the way it is, you kind of get a second chance if your qualifying night doesn't go as planned, or if you get in a crash or something crazy, or have motor issues at a bad time. So the way the deal works, you kind of get a second chance Friday, and we've got a couple hitters under the bench, I think, so we should be good.
Kyle, you won at Watkins Glen last weekend. You won Oskaloosa Monday night. You're going to run Indy this weekend on the road course. Talk about just the logistics of it. It's got to be challenging. But on top of that, you're driving two completely different cars on pavement, road course. How do you do it and make it look so easy?
I don't know. It's I honestly think it's just being in good race cars makes it easier. And I've been jumping in different cars for a while now, so you kind of get used to it, and your brain doesn't even really have to think about what car you're in. You kind of just adapt right off the bat. But and I love not racing one type of thing. That's what I've always loved. So logistics wise though, it's honestly pretty easy this week compared to years past, like where normally NASCAR we'd be at Watkins Glen or Michigan, and those flights are way longer. So just going to Indy will be a short flight, and the way the schedule is too on the weekends now in NASCAR, we only have one 55-minute practice on Saturday, and we're done at like noon. So can get back here, and then Sunday will be a little bit early morning. We have qualifying at like 9:05, so that'll be a little bit early. But I'll get a nap in and be ready to go for the race, and hopefully have another good race.
Yeah, there might not be a nap in there if you end up the winner. I don't know how that'll all plan out. But, Kyle, it was funny. We had you on at Huset's, and I'm going to be honest, it absolutely flabbergasted me that you, when we started talking about track bar and wedge and adjustments, you're like, I don't get into that.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely blew me away that you just get in a race car, you know what you want to feel, and you make it happen. And if the car's not exactly right, you adjust yourself to make it and adapt to it. But I'm just curious, if you could have the perfect car, would it be tight or loose?
Tight, probably tight, because you can run it more aggressively, and you have tight is too much grip. So I want all the grip I can get, but there's a point too. I mean, where you're too tight and you can't turn the corner. So I just like a perfect race car, and thankfully for all the crew chiefs I have, I get to drive race cars that are close to perfect a lot of the time.
Yeah, you got yourself in a pretty good situation. Austin, you talked about having success at Huset's this year, and it seems synonymous with the McCarl family to have success at Huset's for sure, and here at Knoxville. But talk about your family. Every time we have your dad on or your brother, you guys just seem to have a really good camaraderie. What is it like to be here on the biggest stage of sprint cars, and you get to race with both of them?
It's amazing, really. I mean, we're really just kind of one big team. It's 3 different race cars, but it's really one team, kind of. So, I mean, we don't have any Paul Silvas. I kind of run the operation, and Carson works on his stuff, and we kind of split things between me and him and my dad's car. And he's only racing one night a week really here now, and kind of letting me and Carson take over at Huset's, which has been nice, and a little bit of load off me and him. But yeah, we've just got one helper guy that kind of helps with tires and stuff. And I don't know, it's just kind of cliche, but it's just one big family. It's one big family effort. I mean, without the other one, we lean on each other for a ton of things, and we're obviously very honest with each other, and which might get kind of heated at times. But I mean, it's awesome, and like you said, being 35 minutes from my front door and the biggest race in the world, and Iowans never won this race, which is pretty weird to me, and hopefully one day that'll change. But it's awesome. It's definitely a big family effort, and we take a lot of pride in it and what we do and how we do it, and being able to race for a living and do what we love to do. So it's amazing.
Austin, talking about family and the Knoxville Nationals here, do you guys converse more this week or less this week?
Oh, it's probably pretty consistent. Probably more. My dad's pretty adamant about just keeping everybody calm, and it's just another race. And I mean, that race car has no idea that there's all these people here. So it's kind of just all in your head. But it's I don't know. Depends on the night, but I'd say it stays pretty consistent. We're always together. I mean, we have a couple group chats, and we're always talking. And after Oskaloosa, we're talking and stuff like that. So it's just. This is what we do for a living. Like I just said, we drive, and my dad promotes, and I mechanic and help everything as much as I can. So we see all the aspects of it, and this is our lives and our livelihood. So we take it very seriously, and it's just amazing. It's awesome.
Kyle, you won this race last year, even though it wasn't technically the Nationals. You've won in everything you've ever sat in. But what would it mean for you to win the 60th Knoxville Nationals? I know how passionate you are about sprint cars. What would it mean?
Yeah, it would be awesome. I've been close one other time, really, when I finished second and I finished third the following year. And, I think just this year would be awesome. I mean, thankfully I'm young, and if it's not this year, hopefully it's some other year down the road. But, you guys walk down this middle lane here and see all the faces on the pillars, and, those are heroes to a lot of us. So I'd love to add my name to the winners list and continue on what's already been a good season. Winning the Kings Royal was great. Winning a big late model race a couple weeks ago, so it'd be nice just to keep racking up those big wins. I think that's what will help you end up in the Hall of Fame someday, and that's the ultimate goal, I think.
I don't think we have to really worry about that, Kyle. I think we could put you there already, for sure. And Austin, I kind of want you to piggyback on that because you, like you said, no Iowan has won this race. What would it mean to you, your family? The McCarls have made so many laps at this place. Mm-hmm. You're the current reigning points champion. You picked up a win last week at the 360 Nationals. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, what would that look like? What would a win here at Knoxville for the Nationals mean to you, your family, and how many days would you guys celebrate?
Oh, man.
I think your dad would break out the sombrero again.
He might do the splits again, too. You never know. But, man, we'd burn this place down. I mean, we would, man. It would be wild. I don't know. I lay in bed at night and I dream about what I would think or, just... I don't know. I'd probably be in like a little baby in tears. I don't know. It would mean the world to me, just for my family too. I mean, my grandpa was a really good mechanic and driver, and my dad's obviously been close. And that's a tough question to answer, just because it would. Until you do it, I don't know. I don't know what I would feel. It would be nuts.
Race fans, could you imagine if Austin McCarl won this race? What that would be like? Wouldn't that be pretty cool? Could you imagine if Kyle Larson won this race on Saturday night? That'd be pretty cool too. Guys, we appreciate you spending some time with us here on Wing Nation. How about it for Austin McCarl and Kyle Larson joining us here on Wing Nation here tonight? It's VFW Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit. We're at the Hercules Tires Entertainment Stage, and the Hercules Tires Entertainment Stage is going to be busy after the show tonight. After the show tonight, we have got the boys. They're going to be here on the band, the boys.
It's a party.
Are you singing?
I might be singing. If I visit the Iowa Beer Bus enough, I might be singing. Ladies, it's just about time to go racing. Boy, I'll tell you what. We always come up here and we always talk about before our first show how excited we are. Then we talk to the drivers. Ashley, it kind of takes our excitement level from 60 minutes ago and puts it through the roof, doesn't it?
It sure does. I'm not going to lie. I was complaining about the heat earlier. I was like, oh, it's so awful. And now I'm like, let's go racing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the crowd tonight. I mean, Wednesday night, thank you guys all for coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. Great crowd here tonight, that's for sure. So those of you watching on Dirt Vision, you know what you do? You just keep it right here because Johnny Gibson's going to be right with you along with Tony Bachhoven in just a moment. Big day tomorrow, 9 a.m., ladies, rooftop yoga at the Brian Clausen Tower.
I didn't bring my yoga pants.
11 o'clock.
Maybe Terry McCarl will be up there doing the splits.
Terry McCarl doing the split, yeah. We've got the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame members-only reception at 11. 2 o'clock, Ashley and I are going to be at the Peachtree Brewing Company. It's the Pennsylvania Posse Party. All right, how about that? 3 o'clock, Great Southern Bank Kids Zone's open with a Jersey Freeze ice cream party.
Nice.
We're in.
We were going to stop on the way by.
And then next 6 o'clock tonight, VFW Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit. Hey, we also have partners for our Wing Nation programs. Sage Fruit, Hercules Tires, Dryden, Lucas Oil, ASCS National Tour, National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, Aggressive Hydraulic, Hefter Racing Products, Circle B Diecast. And before we get out of here, we want to mention Kendra Jacobs, everyone here at Spire Sports and Entertainment, everyone at Knoxville Raceway, Brian Dunlap and his crew at Dirt Vision. Oh, my gosh, they do a great job. Our crew, Frank Beers and the Krieger, are in the house. So it's racing time here Wednesday night at the NOS Energy Drink Knoxville National. Stay right with us. If you're here, go up in the stands. We're going to have some racing on Dirt Vision. Stay put. Johnny Gibson and Tony Bachhoven have the call coming up next.
Sir, are you aware you were going 40 miles an hour? This is a residential area.
Sure, but I'm on my lawnmower? Wait, am I getting a ticket?
No, I've just never seen anyone top 9 miles an hour on one of those bad boys. And mow their entire lawn in 30 seconds? What got into you?
Well, it did fuel up at Sunoco this morning.
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. We've been doing it for American racing for over 50 years. Fuel your best.